On the first day of dating the wealthy heiress, you told her that you couldn't accept the toxic habits of her circle. If she ever wanted to break up, she didn't even need to say it. All she had to do was join in on those rich people's games and you would take it as a silent breakup. So, when you found out she was secretly keeping a college boy on the side and she laughingly explained to you that it was just a bet with her bestie and she'd kick him out once she won, you didn't bother wasting your breath. You just dropped a simple "we're done," turned around, packed your bags, and left the villa. Furious, she blocked you, waiting for you to come crawling back and begging like before. But she forgot one thing. Over the past 6 years, she had blocked you 483 times and threatened to break up 282 times. But this time, you were the one who ended it. Once you left, Lu Ruyan was completely off the leash. In just a month, she completely ruined her stomach. That was when it finally hit her. It had been a whole month and you still hadn't come back to beg her. Unable to bear the agonizing stomach pain any longer, she finally caved and called you, only to find out she was blocked. She immediately grabbed Wang Ma's phone and dialed her number. The call connected instantly. "What's wrong, Wang Ma?" Your warm voice rang out. Ruyan had a million things she wanted to yell. "Are you done throwing your tantrum? When are you dragging your ass back?" But the words got stuck in her throat. In the end, all she managed to choke out was, "My stomach is acting up." Your tone was flat. "If you're sick, go see a doctor." "I'm not a doctor." With that, you hung up without hesitation. Lu Ruyan trembled with rage. She grabbed the phone and smashed it violently against the wall. It shattered into pieces. Beside her, Wang Ma looked completely dumbfounded. "That was my phone." Suffocating with pent-up anger, Lu Ruyan stormed upstairs and locked herself in her room. "You really think I can't live without you?" Lu Yan drove up to the villa, unlocked the door with his fingerprint, and walked in. "Sis, I'm here to deliver Her Majesty's Imperial Decree. This time, it's young Master Qin, a PhD from Columbia University." "Sis, are you here?" He frowned and dialed Lu Ruyan's number, only to hear the ringtone right next to him. He looked down and saw her phone tossed on the coffee table. If her phone is here, she must be home. Without overthinking it, he headed straight up to the second floor. "Sis, are you in there? Mom told me to tell you to have dinner with the Chen family tonight. Did you hear me?" He knocked for a long time, but there was zero response from inside. "What the hell? Not a single sound." Lu Yan furrowed his brows and immediately called Wang Ma. "Miss has been home this whole time. She hasn't gone out." She looked awful. Her stomach issue probably flared up again. It's been so quiet for so long. Could she have passed out inside? Hearing this, Lu Yan quickly grabbed the spare key and rushed to open the door. The moment the door swung open, he saw Lu Ruoyan. Her face as pale as a sheet, lying stiffly on the floor. An hour later, the cold fluid dripped into her veins and the agonizing pain finally began to subside. Ruoyan wearily opened her eyes, her throat dry and burning. Seeing her wake up, Jiangwan immediately poured a glass of water and handed it over. "Sister Lu, feeling any better? Xiaoyan called earlier and said you passed out. You scared the hell out of all of us. We rushed over as fast as we could." "Yeah, Sister Lu, you were perfectly fine and suddenly you're in the hospital. You almost gave us a heart attack." Lu Ruoyan's gaze swept across the hospital room. She was surrounded by people. Even her mother, Su Yuqin, was there. "Everyone except you." Ruoyan twitched the corner of her mouth, sneering inwardly. "You really are heartless. How am I doing?" "The doctor said your sleep schedule has been a mess lately and you've been drinking way too much these past few days. You gave yourself a perforated ulcer." Lu Yan curled his lips. "Sis, you have no idea how awful you looked earlier. You nearly scared my soul out of my body." Beside them, Su Yuqin had kept a stern face ever since she woke up. "Where is Chen Fan? Something this serious happened. Why isn't he here yet?" The moment those words left her mouth, the room fell into a dead silence. Lu Ruoyan remained expressionless and silent. Meanwhile, Jiang Wan, Wang Kersen, and the others who knew the truth didn't even dare to breathe. It was Huo Xinyu who finally spoke up leisurely from the side. "They broke up. Did you guys not know?" Su Yuqin frowned. "They're still fighting? How many days has it been?" His temper is getting worse and worse. Lu Ruoyan's face darkened even more at those words. Huo Xinyu glanced at Su Qin. "Auntie, I'm afraid he won't be so easy to coax this time." "What do you mean? Is he trying to put on airs with me?" Lu Ruyan interrupted her coldly. We really broke up this time. He initiated it. Shu Yuqin immediately dialed your number. Chen Fan, who the hell do you think you are? The fact that my daughter even looked your way back then was a blessing from your ancestors. Do you know how much money she's thrown at you over the years? And this is how you repay her, you ungrateful wretch. Even a stray dog on the street knows more about gratitude than you do. My daughter is sick in bed right now. When exactly are you coming back to take care of her? You only replied with a single sentence. I'm sorry, but whatever happens to your daughter has absolutely nothing to do with me anymore. Then you hung up. Unwilling to give up, Shu Yuqin called again, only to find out you had already blocked her. Half an hour later, Lu Yan violently kicked your door open. Without a word, he grabbed you and tried to drag you outside. You're coming to the hospital with me. My sister is hospitalized. She needs you right now. You didn't budge an inch. We've already broken up. Whether she lives or dies is none of my business. My sister has a perforated ulcer. Lu Yan looked at you in sheer disbelief. And you're still throwing a tantrum? Do you even have a heart? Has my sister mistreated you these past 6 years? She let you live in a villa, bought you designer clothes, and let you swipe her black card however you wanted. Lu Yan grew angrier as he spoke. He didn't even have a black card himself. And to think I used to always speak up for you. Now I'm just asking you to go see her in the hospital, and you won't even do that. You looked at him coldly. I don't want to. Can you get the hell out? Fine. Lu Yan laughed out of sheer anger. You better remember what you said today. You better keep this backbone of yours forever. Don't come crying and begging my sister to take you back later. With that, he kicked the door fiercely, turned around, and stormed off. Walking too fast, he tripped over some trash in the hallway, which made him curse out loud. What a dump. And it's dirty and reeks. Just my damn luck. Suddenly, his phone rang. Sis, why are you calling? Didn't the doctor tell you to rest? Back at the hospital, Lu Ruyan had just opened her eyes when she heard that Lu Yan had run off to drag Chen Fan to the hospital to see her. We couldn't stop him. We really couldn't. Jiang Wan shrugged and spread her hands, her meaning clear. Lu Ruyan's eyes flickered. She waited for 40 minutes, her eyes darting toward the door countless times. Finally, unable to hold back any longer, she dialed Lu Yan's number. Where are you? Lu Yan was evasive. I'm outside. How much longer until you get here? Since Lu Yan failed to drag you along, he didn't really want to go back to the hospital right now. I don't think I'll come over. I'm going to head home first and bring you the chicken soup Mom made for you. Is Chen Fan not with you? Sensing something off in his tone, she immediately pressed him. Lu Yan had no choice but to admit, no, he's not. Ruyan gripped her phone, her knuckles turning white. Who told you to go look for him? What does my hospitalization have to do with him? Do you guys not understand the words break up? Mind your own business. Right. I'm just minding everyone's business. So, I'm the bad guy no matter what I do. You two are so high and mighty. Just ignore each other forever then. Lu Yan was furious, too. Did she really think he was a pushover? What do you mean? Lu Yan sneered. He said it himself. Your business has absolutely nothing to do with him. Whether you're sick or dead, it's not his problem. He just doesn't want to come to the hospital to see you. Are you happy now? The other end of the line suddenly fell dead silent. He pulled the phone away to look, only to realize she had already hung up. In the hospital room, Wang Ma looked at Lu Ruyan's dark, terrifying expression, then glanced at the shattered phone on the floor. Yep, another one destroyed. Wang Ma instinctively protected the phone in her pocket. She had just been compensated for the last one. She definitely wasn't lending it out again. Early the next morning, Wang Kersen, Jiang Wan, and a few other friends arranged to come visit her. Wang Kersen was carrying a nice-looking insulated thermos. Sister Lu, don't say your sisters don't care about you. Look what good stuff I brought you. Millet porridge. Ha. I specifically had my family's head chef wake up early to make this. Don't underestimate this little thermos. It's packed with the best ingredients. I guarantee you'll be full of energy after drinking it. But the moment Lu Ruyan took a bite, her face darkened. She threw the spoon down. I'm not eating this. What is this weird taste? Where did you find your chef? They can't even make a simple porridge. Wang Kersen raised an eyebrow. Aren't you being a bit too picky? I tasted it and it was perfectly fine. Lu Ruyan remained expressionless. If you want to eat it yourself. Wang Kursen scoffed. I see. It's not the porridge that's the problem. It's the person who made it, right? How could my chef ever compare to the porridge made with love by someone's own hands? Oh, my bad. It's ex-boyfriend now. Jianwan coughed desperately from the side, trying to stop her from digging her own grave. Unfortunately, it was too late. Get out. Wang Kursen snatched up her bag. Fine, I'm leaving. With a temperature this awful, no wonder Chen Fan refuses to come back. If it were me, I wouldn't come back either. With that, she slipped away as fast as she could. Jiang Wan quickly chased after her. Hey, stop right there. You know she's already in a bad mood, yet you just had to rub salt in her wound. Unbelievable. Wang Kursen curled her lips. Even you can tell that Chen Fan is her weak spot. She's just being stubborn as a mule. If she wants him to visit, she should just say so, acting all tough. By the way, Shawan, why don't you give them an assist? Meanwhile, you had just finished your run. The phone on the table buzzed. You picked it up. Shawan, what's up? Brother Fan, how have you been lately? Not bad. You? Here's my chance. Jian Wan immediately sat up straight. I'm not doing too well. What's wrong? Probably from staying up late and drinking too much recently. My stomach is killing me. Brother Fan, you know how it is. I have absolutely no appetite right now. I'm just craving that stomach-soothing porridge you make. I'm seriously dying for it. Is it convenient for you or not? You glanced at the time. It's fine. I'm heading out to buy groceries right now. Just come over at noon and pick it up. At noon, Jianwan placed the thermos heavily onto the tray table in front of Lu Ruyan's bed. I guarantee you'll be satisfied this time. Lu Ruyan suspiciously lifted the lid and took a bite. Her expression instantly softened. She acts so tough, but deep down, she still can't let him go. She took another bite, her eyes unconsciously drifting toward the door. Where is he? Jianwan didn't process it for a second. Who? Oh, he made this, right? Has he figured things out? Is he ready to come back? Lu Ruyan raised an eyebrow and let out a soft scoff. What does he think this place is? A place he can just come and go as he pleases? Wang Kursen, sitting on the sofa, looked at Jianwan's awkward expression with a half-smile. You're overthinking it. Jianwan tricked him into making this porridge by saying she wanted to eat it herself. There's no way he's actually coming. Lu Ruyan's face instantly darkened. She shot a cold glare at Jianwan. Did I ask you to go? Who gave you permission to act on your own? Jianwan shrank her neck. I was just worried you'd go hungry. You haven't eaten anything at all these past few days. If it weren't for Brother Fan's porridge, you'd still be starving right now. Lu Ruyan kept a dark face and stayed silent. Oh, right. I just went to Brother Fan's place. The place he's living in now is tiny and run down. There's no elevator, either. He has to climb 7 flights of stairs every day. He looks pretty miserable. As she spoke, she secretly peeked at Lu Ruyan's expression. She noticed that while Lu Ruyan muttered, "Serves him right," a flash of heartache quickly crossed her eyes. It seems she really hasn't let him go. Jianwan wanted to say something else when a sickeningly sweet babe rang doorway, making both her and Hua Xinyu shudder. They got goosebumps all over. The person who arrived was Xiao Jibua, the college student Lu Ruyan had been keeping. He hadn't been able to contact Lu Ruyan for days. After asking Wang Kursen, he found out she was hospitalized for stomach bleeding and immediately skipped class to rush over. Seeing Lu Ruyan in a hospital gown, tears instantly streamed down his face. Babe, I'm so sorry. I just found out you were in the hospital. Are you still feeling unwell? Why do you look so pale? Do you want me to call a doctor for you? His rapid-fire questions were incredibly annoying. What was even more annoying was that he started sobbing the moment he arrived. Not only was Lu Ruyan annoyed, even Jianwan and Hua Xinyu have found him unbearably noisy. Lu Ruyan rubbed her temples. I'm fine now. Stop crying. Suddenly, she felt a pang of nostalgia. She missed the days she was with Chen Fan. If it were him, he would have arranged everything perfectly instead of just standing here crying. Xiao Jibua had always been good at reading the room. Seeing Lu Ruyan's displeased expression, he immediately stopped crying, leaving only his red-rimmed eyes full of worry and heartache. Lu Ruyan's heart softened just a bit. My illness was sudden. It's no big deal. I'm already better. I'm fine. Go back to school and attend your classes. Xiao Jibua bit his lip. Do you really not need me to stay with you? I can make millet porridge for you, too. Hearing this, Janwan burst out laughing. Boss Lu hasn't even finished the millet porridge she begged for, and here comes another one eagerly offering to make some. Why is this so funny? Chao Jibo wasn't close to Zheng Wan and the others. Hearing her laugh, he instantly felt a bit irritated. It's just cooking porridge, isn't it? What's so funny? Lu Ruyan caught the underlying sarcasm. She frowned and said flatly, no need. Go back to school. Chao Jibo heard the impatience in her voice and didn't dare say another word. He obediently replied, okay, and left. The moment he stepped out, Wu Xinjiu, who had been silent the whole time, suddenly stood up. Are you still going to eat that porridge or not? Lu Ruyan's face darkened as she replied coldly, who said I wasn't? Lu Ruyan kicked out Wang Kersen and the others who were watching the drama, kicking them all out of the room. The noisy hospital room instantly fell quiet. She rubbed her temples, looked at the 4 needle in the back of her hand, and pulled it out without a second thought. She changed her clothes and prepared to leave. Miss Lu, you can't be discharged yet. A nurse who happened to come in to change her 4 fluids saw what she was doing and quickly stepped forward to stop her. Lu Ruyan frowned and snapped, get out of my way. The nurse tried to persuade her, but seeing the hostility in her eyes, she was too scared to say another word. She could only watch helplessly as Lu Ruyan left, then quickly reported it to the hospital administration. Lu Ruyan hated the smell of hospitals and hated the feeling of powerlessness that came with being hospitalized even more. Right now, she just wanted to go home. It didn't take long for Su Yuchen to call her. The hospital just called me saying you left without permission. Do you not know the condition of your own body? Get your ass back there right now. Lu Ruyan endured it for a few seconds before getting annoyed. She hung up on her directly and switched her phone to airplane mode. Finally, the world was quiet. Once she got home, the irritation in Lu Ruyan's heart dissipated a little. She slowly exhaled a heavy breath and headed upstairs. But then, her footsteps shifted, and as if possessed, she walked toward the kitchen. Inside, the kitchenware was polished bright and neatly arranged. For a moment, she could almost see her busy silhouette right in front of her. Just as she was lost in thought, the front door suddenly opened from the outside. Miss, Madam sent me over. Wang Ma had been called over by Shui Yuqin. Make some millet porridge. With that, Lu Ruyan headed straight upstairs. Wang Ma looked helpless. Millet porridge again. Mr. Chen, when are you finally coming back? These days are just too hard to get through. She complained bitterly in her heart, but resigned herself to her fate, tied on her apron, and entered the kitchen. After the porridge was done, she brought it upstairs, only to find that Lu Ruyan had already fallen asleep. Her face was still terrifyingly pale. Wang Ma gently set the porridge down, cleaned up the kitchen, and quietly left. In the middle of the night, Lu Ruyan, deep in her slumber, felt her stomach burning like it was on fire. Her whole body felt like it was being roasted over flames. It wasn't until a cold needle pierced her vein that the burning pain began to recede, but her body remained scorching hot. Shui Yuqin sat by the bed, looking at her unconscious, feverish daughter. Her heart aching so much that tears streamed down her face. Around 10 p.m., she had called Lu Ruyan, but no one answered. Panicking that something had happened to her, she quickly drove over to the villa. Sure enough, as soon as she walked in, she found Lu Ruyan burning up, delirious from the fever, and constantly muttering Chen Fan's name. No matter how much she called out to her, she wouldn't wake up. She had no choice but to quickly contact the family doctor. The family doctor said, "Don't worry. Her temperature is slowly coming down. This fever is ultimately caused by her old stomach issues. I've prescribed some medicine. I'll have someone deliver it shortly. Just make sure you remember the dosage instructions." After the 4-drip finished, the sound of the nurse coming in to change the medication woke her up. She slowly opened her eyes, raising a hand to block the glaring light. Her voice was hoarse. "Let me your phone for a second. I need to make a call." Taking the phone, she dialed that familiar string of numbers. After 2 rings, the other end connected. Her throat felt as if it were choked up. The words she wanted to say piled up deep in her throat, and for a long time, she couldn't make a sound. On the other side, you were sleeping soundly. Hearing the ringtone, you blindly reached for your phone and answered it. You instinctively mumbled, "Hello," but no one spoke. You struggled to open your eyes, thinking it was a wrong number. Just as you were about to hang up in the quiet night, a faint dreamlike murmur suddenly came from the other end. It was a woman's voice, and listening closely, it was trembling slightly. In that instant, you instinctively felt a pang of heartache. Lu Ruyan was someone who always acted tough and stubborn. She had a sharp tongue, would drink until her stomach bled, or work overtime until she forgot to eat. These were all common occurrences. Back then, you would spend countless efforts trying to nurse her back to health. You kept a close eye on her 3 meals a day, and even sought out an old traditional Chinese medicine doctor to learn massage techniques. You went through so much trouble, and spent a very long time, just to finally get her stomach and spleen back in order. But all you got in return was her calling you annoying. Occasionally, when she lost her patience, she would frown and say, "Why are you acting like my mom?" Those memories, which were almost forgotten, resurfaced before your eyes in this very moment. The sudden surge of heartache quickly subsided. Lu Ruyan, I'm not a doctor. If it hurts that much, go to the hospital. You lower your voice, trying your best to sound calm. Listening to your cold tone, Lu Ruyan's fingertips turn white, but she still refuses to give up. I want to eat the porridge you make. You listen quietly, without saying a word. The other end of the line is silent, too. It feels like a silent tug-of-war, a standoff. In the end, you're the one who hangs up first. Chu Yuyu truly lives up to being the professor's favorite student. Even though her major isn't in the exact same field as yours, you still find common ground when talking to her. When the conversation goes deeper, you actually feel quite happy. You're currently preparing for the grad school entrance exam. You've already mastered most of the material, but when it comes to the current mainstream research directions in your major, you're still a bit in the dark. That requires reading a massive amount of papers. It takes time to accumulate. It can't be done overnight. In this regard, as a current grad student, Chu Yuyu is naturally much better at it than you, someone who's been out of school for years. Lu Ruyan watches the scene of you and Chu Yuyu chatting so happily together, and can't help but clench her fists. Ken Fan is so cruel to her. No matter how much she begs, he won't even spare her a glance. Yet, he can smile so brightly at another woman. You cooked a whole table of dishes with all kinds of flavors. It's not Chu Yuyu's first time knowing you're a good cook, but seeing such a rich spread at first glance, she's still shocked. Just the two of us eating all this, isn't it a bit too much? You've helped me so much. Of course, I have to make a feast to show my gratitude. She had been busy with classes these past 2 days, so she hadn't had time to come. You hadn't seen her in the library for a few days. Running into her this time was a pleasant surprise. Last time you treated her to dinner, your original intention was to thank her. You didn't expect that because of Lu Ruyan, the situation would end up so awkward. You felt genuinely bad about it. So this time, you took the initiative to invite her. There was a little accident last time. Let me treat you to another meal today to make up for it. I'll cook again. Do you have time? Chu Yuyu didn't expect you to bring it up again. Her face lit up with joy as she nodded. Of course, I'd love to. Your cooking is just too good. Not far away, the sight of the two of you talking and laughing, walking away side by side, fell into Lu Ruyan's eyes. It made her eyes turn bloodshot with rage. Her knuckles turned white as she gripped the steering wheel. Last time, she heard Chen Yuchen mention while complaining that they had bumped into you at the library. Since Lu Yan absolutely refused to reveal your current address, she could only come to the library to try her luck. But after waiting all day, what did she see? You talking and laughing with another woman, and it wasn't even the same one from the restaurant last time. She roared internally. What exactly are you trying to do? If you're just finding random women to piss me off, then congratulations, it's working. Pushing open the door to her room, Lu Ruyan tore open the wardrobe like a madwoman. She then went to your exclusive walk-in closet, only to find that all those designer clothes, watches, and the jewelry she had gifted you were all neatly arranged in their places. Not a single item was missing. Her gaze landed on a cherry bracelet. Her breathing suddenly grew heavy, and her eyes filled with fierce emotion. She remembered clearly, this was from your 3rd year together. The birthday gift she had brought back for you from abroad. The pronunciation sounds like cherish, meaning to treasure someone. It meant that you were the person she cherished the most. Back then, you loved it so much you couldn't put it down, practically never taking it off. But now, you had even left this behind. It was as if you had completely discarded your love for her along with it. Lu Ruyan slumped onto the edge of the bed. She suddenly realized that Chen Fan had never just been throwing a tantrum. Every word he said was dead serious. He truly wanted to break up with her. Just then, a WeChat notification chimed. It was a message from Xiao Jibua. Babe, are you done with work? I haven't seen you in days. I miss you so much. I've planned out a bunch of new itineraries. Let's go on a date next week, okay? Lu Ruan casually scrolled through the messages and saw the very last one. Can I come over to see you right now? Lu Ruan's movements paused. Since Chen Fan said he wants a clean break and a fresh start, then what am I still holding on to? Xiao Jibua was supposed to be the one I used to move on anyway. When Xiao Jibua, sitting in bed, saw her reply, he almost jumped up in surprise. He had intentionally and unintentionally tested Lu Ruan many times before, but the woman had never responded even once. He thought this time would be the same, but to his surprise, she actually agreed. He immediately got out of bed and started changing clothes to head out. His roommate, who was still awake, saw him getting ready to leave in the middle of the night and got a bit curious. Jibua, where are you going so late? You wouldn't get it. A moment of spring is worth 1,000 pieces of gold. The only one who can make our campus hunk this eager must be that rich and gorgeous girlfriend of his. Another roommate playing games chimed in with a tease. Xiao Jibua instantly blushed. Before, whenever Lu Ruyan let him touch her, it always gave him the illusion that she could pull away at any moment, leaving him with absolutely no sense of security. If they actually slept together this time, he would officially become Lu Ruyan's man. He took a cab to the villa. Before he could even open the door, it swung open from the inside. A pair of hands forcefully and aggressively pulled him in. The next second, he was pinned against the wall by the woman, followed immediately by a fierce, passionate kiss. Xiao Jibua was only stunned for 2 seconds before mustering his courage and clumsily kissing her back. The two kissed as they walked. Lu Ruyan led him into the living room, shoving him down onto the sofa. Then, she pressed her entire body against it. Xiao Jibua's heart pounded wildly, his breathing ragged, secretly anticipating the woman's next move. However, just as Lu Ruyan was about to go further, she abruptly stopped. What's wrong? Xiao Jibua was confused. The woman rolled off him and sat on the sofa. Sorry, get up. Xiao Jibua was still caught in the heat of the moment. Hearing her words, he froze, as if a bucket of cold water had suddenly been poured over him, chilling him to the bone. Sister Ruyan, did I do something wrong? Lu Ruyan looked up coldly. I don't like repeating myself. Xiao Jibua pressed his lips in grievance, but ultimately sat up, not daring to say another word. Lu Ruyan's expression softened slightly, her tone carrying a hint of gentleness. Be a good boy. It's late. I'll have the driver take you home. Meanwhile, you started flipping through the materials you brought back. You got so absorbed that you lost track of time. By the time you realized it, it was almost midnight. You decided to go to bed. Just as you lay down, frantic knocking erupted at your door. Chen Fan, open the door. I know no in there. Even separated by the living room and bedroom doors, Lu Ruyan's voice instantly pierced through to your ears. Bang, bang, bang. The knocking grew louder and louder. You covered your ears hoping the woman would give up and leave if she didn't get a response. However, 5 minutes passed and Lu Ruyan was still at it. She looked like she was going to keep smashing the door until it opened. Who is it? It's the middle of the night. Shut up. Are you going to let people sleep or what? Which crazy dog is barking in the middle of the night? Damn it. If you don't scram, I'm calling the cops. Left with no choice, you could only walk to the door. Lu Ruyan, are you crazy? You gritted your teeth in anger. I knew you were here. So, open the door and let me in. Why should I? Who do you think you are? You think you can just come in whenever you want? Lu Ruyan smirked. Fine. Then I'll just keep knocking. Helpless, you had no choice but to open the door. Lu Ruyan took the opportunity to shove her way in, terrified that if she was a second too late, you'd change your mind and shut it again. The woman was reeking of alcohol. Her cheeks flushed with an unnatural red. She swayed unsteadily, looking like she could collapse at any second. You frowned. What exactly do you want? Lu Ruyan stared at you with dark, intoxicated eyes, saying nothing. After what felt like an eternity, she suddenly spoke softly. Xiao Fan, come back to me. You shook your head. You know that's impossible. I don't understand what you want from me. Tell me, do you want an apology? Do you want me to make amends? Or do you want me to kneel on a keyboard? Kneel on a durian? This was already the absolute bottom line she could retreat to and the maximum extent to which she would swallow her pride. After countless arguments in the past, she had never yielded like this before. Yet, you still shook your head. Enough. Don't push it. Lu Ruyan panted heavily after shouting. But you let me in. Doesn't that mean there's still room for us to turn things around? Tell me your conditions. Just say it. Lu Ruyan gritted her teeth. I've already backed down this much. What more do you want? I let you in because I didn't want you disturbing the neighbors. That's it. You said it yourself, a breakup is a breakup. We need to make a clean break and move on. So, what exactly are you doing right now? Go back. You look up coldly. Go back for what? To be your side piece? As long as you're willing to come back, Lu Ruyan says, I'll break up with Jibor right now. You shake your head. I refuse, Xiao Fan. Just as the woman tries to step forward again, you quickly turn around and run back to the bedroom, slamming the door shut with a bang. Who knows how much time passed? The noise outside gradually died down. You find Lu Ruyan asleep, leaning against the wall. Morning. The sun rises. The figure curled up on the sofa stirs. The moment Lu Ruyan opens her eyes, a wave of dizziness and confusion hits her, making her squint uncontrollably. Only after the dizziness eases does she sit up, pinching the bridge of her nose. She subconsciously looks around. An unfamiliar environment, a cramped layout, but at least it's clean and tidy. But to her, it still feels shabby and suffocating. You come out of the bedroom, expressionless. Do you remember what you did last night? Lu Ruyan frowns, then shakes her head. Otherwise sober, she would never have said, Xiao Fan, come back. You give a cold smirk. Last night at 11 p.m., you kept pounding on the door. Not only did you disrupt my life, but you also disturbed the neighbor. Xiao, please don't do something this childish again. We're all adults here. Act like it. Lu Ruyan's head is still throbbing. Hearing this, it feels like a heavy blow to her chest. She sweeps a critical gaze around the room and lets out a sneer. You think I actually want to be in this tiny, rundown dump? Even if you begged me, I'd never come back. With that, she grabs her coat and storms out, slamming the door behind her. Walking to the alley entrance, she finds Jiang Wan's number and dials. What are you up to? Come out and grab a drink with me. Sis, did your last party just end or what? You still reek of alcohol. Jiang Wan is called over and sees Lu Ruyan alone at the bar, downing drink after drink. She's still wearing yesterday's clothes. I called you here to drink. Why are you talking so much nonsense? Jiang Wan raises her hands in surrender. All right. I'll shut up. I'll drink. Where's everyone else? Wu Xinyu got called home by her dad. Sister Kurson has been pretty busy lately. No idea what she's actually up to. Haven't seen her in days. Lu Ruyan was just asking casually and doesn't really care. She picks up her glass and downs it in one gulp. Jiang Wan can tell she's in a bad mood, so she just keeps her company. They end up drinking from broad daylight straight into the dead of night. Jiang Wan calls a cab and takes the dead-drunk Lu Ruyan back to the villa. Jiang Wan finally manages to get her settled in bed. Looking at her passed out cold with Lu Ruyan still muttering, Xiao Fan. Xiao Fan. She can't help but shake her head. You clearly can't let him go. So, why do you keep sabotaging yourself? Now, look at you. You've backed yourself into a corner. After Lu Ruyan's visit yesterday, the apartment was left a total mess. After she left, you did a deep clean of the place inside and out. By the time you finish the kitchen and finally sit down, it's already 8 p.m. You plan to run through one more practice exam before bed. Just as you set your alarm, your phone suddenly vibrates. You pick it up and take a look. It's a friend request. The note just says, Jiang Xinyue. You blink in confusion. Why is Jiang Xinyue adding you? Even though she's Lu Ruyan's best friend, you two aren't exactly close. After a moment of hesitation, worried she might actually have something important to say, you go ahead and accept it. However, half an hour passes and there's absolute silence on her end. It seems she just accidentally clicked the friend request. At the bar, Jiang Xinyue puts away her phone and looks up. Looking at Jiang Wan, who just got back from dropping Lu Ruyan off, got her home safe? Jiang Wan nods. Yeah, good thing I slipped out fast. Otherwise, running into her parents would have been a nightmare. Oh, right. I asked you out a few times before and you always said you were busy. How come you're free today? Jiang Xinyue stares at the brandy in her glass and smiles faintly. I finished my business and I suddenly remembered something. Jiang Wan quickly sets down her glass. What is it? Didn't Chen Fan just finish his grad school entrance exams the day before yesterday? Jiang Xinyue replies, they ended the day before yesterday. Jiangwan chuckles. You sure remember that clearly. Jiang Xinyue smirks. Is there anything I don't remember clear as expected from a finance major? Perfect attention to detail. Speaking of which, it's been almost half a year. I can't believe Sister Ruyan and Brother Fan still haven't made up. It's honestly unbelievable. Are you surprised? Surprised about what? Jiang Xinyue's tone suddenly turns flat. It was only a matter of time. True, those two were bound to get back together eventually. Jiang Wan interprets her words in her own way. Speaking of which, you and Chen Fan are pretty tight, right? Jiang Wan subconsciously puffs out her chest. Of course. I've even had Brother Fan's signature stomach-soothing porridge. We're more than just tight, we're super close. Jiang Xinyue's eyes darken slightly. Then since he's done with his exams, you should do something for him. Celebrate with him. Celebrate? How? Take him out to eat. Just invite him out for dinner. Maybe we can even play matchmaker for those two. Thinking of Lu Ruyan and drinking her sorrows away, Jiang Wan's eyes light up. You're right. Why didn't I think of that? Brother Fan might not give Sister Ruyan the time of day, but he'll definitely do me a favor. I'll set it up. I'll use celebrating his exams as an excuse, and then we'll set them up and create an opportunity for them. You're a genius. Jiang Xinyu nods, bringing her glass to her lips, hiding the smirk playing on her lips. No sooner said than done. Jiang Wan immediately pulls out her phone and calls you. Brother Fan, how have you been? I've got something to tell you. After she explains her plan, you fall silent. Jiang Wan guesses what you're hesitating about. She immediately pats her chest and promises, Brother Fan, don't worry. This time it's my treat. This is strictly about our friendship, just a meal between friends. I absolutely won't invite Sister Ruyan. All right. You finally agree and hang up. Jiang Wan shrugs. That's what I said. But if a chance encounter happens to occur, then that's completely out of my hands. Jiang Xinyu volunteers for the next step. Then I'll take care of letting Ruyan know. Sound good? It's a plan. Jiang Wan is practically buzzing with excitement. If they actually get back together, I'll be the MVP. The sun is shining brightly, not a cloud in the sky. Jiang Wan booked a table at Jinyukan in advance. The moment you walk in, before you can even look around, Jiang Wan is already smiling and waving frantically at you. Thanks. I've always appreciated your kindness. Jiang Wan laughs. It's been so long, Brother Fan. You're acting like a stranger. Do we really need to say thanks between us? She snaps her fingers, and the dishes are promptly brought out one by one. Xiao Wan, what a coincidence. A voice rings out above them. Jiang Wan looks up. The next second, her smile freezes. She peeks behind Jiang Xinyu. Where's Sister Ruyan? I thought we agreed on a chance encounter. Why the sudden cast change? Jiang Wan quickly recovers, forcing a smile as she greets her. Hi, what a coincidence. You don't mind if I join you, do you? A massive question mark practically appears over Jiang Wan's head, but all she can say is, not at all. Before she can even finish her sentence, Jiang Xinyu has already made herself comfortable and sat down. Her gaze sweeps over you without a trace. What brings you out in such a good mood today? Jiang Wan forces a smile. I specifically invited Brother Fan out to celebrate. Then she shoots Jiang Xinyu a frantic look, silently screaming, Where is Sister Ruyan? Weren't you supposed to tell her and bring her here? Jiang Xinyu just smiles and ignores the hint, simply raising an eyebrow as her gaze lands naturally on you. Oh, celebrate what? She's obviously asking you. Even though you and Jiang Xinyu aren't close, it would be rude not to answer. I just finished my exams. Jiang Xinyu pauses for a moment. Given the timing, grad school entrance exams? Jiang Wan is speechless. What is she playing at? Have to admit, she's a good actor. You nod. Which school are you aiming for? Peking University, Bioinformatics. Jiang Xinyu nods. An interdisciplinary field based on biology, mathematics, and information science. You look at her in surprise, genuinely curious. You know about it? Biology is a broad concept, she replies. Life sciences focus on specific practical applications, while bioinformatics leans more toward computer science. It uses applied mathematics, informatics, statistics, and computer science to solve biological problems. The way you look at her can't help but gain a bit of respect. That's exactly right. In your mind, Jiang Xinyu was always the type to be seen at high-end restaurants, bars, or exclusive clubs. A total party girl. You never expected her to actually know anything about biology. You really can't judge a book by its cover. Sitting next to you, Jiangwan looks completely lost. All that technical jargon is making her head spin. She barely manages to suffer through the rest of the meal. The second they finish, she immediately runs off to pay the bill. Jiang Xinyu watches her walk away, a smirk playing on her lips. She turns to look at you, her gaze growing deeper. As the two of you chat, she picks up her phone and glances at it. Jiangwan said something came up and asked me to take you home. The two of you leave the restaurant. Jiang Xingyue takes the initiative and opens the passenger door for you. Thanks. During the 20-minute drive, neither of you says much. Jiang Xingyue steers the car, occasionally stealing a glance at the man beside her. Just sitting there, he naturally exudes a quiet, refined, scholarly aura. A straight nose, a sharp jawline, thin lips slightly pursed, and deep, thoughtful eyes. He stares out the window, lost in thought. Unconsciously, he gives off an air of cool, quiet detachment. He used to have a meticulously styled haircut, but it never really suited him. It made him look handsome, but completely generic. Now, with just a simple, clean-cut short style that requires zero maintenance, casually tucked into his scarf, he looks effortlessly, strikingly handsome. A smile flashes in Jiang Xingyue's eyes, but it's gone in an instant. She grips the steering wheel and stares straight ahead, looking completely focused on the road. As you pass by Weigang Road, thousands of drones are hovering in the night sky, shifting into various formations in perfect sync. It's a drone light show. A performance like this only lasts about 10 minutes, but it costs millions to put on. A huge crowd is gathered to watch. The spot you and Jiang Xingyue are driving past happens to be a perfect viewing angle. She pulls the car over to the side of the road. Through the windshield, she watches with interest as the 3D formations shift into different shapes. You follow her gaze and look up. Instantly, you're mesmerized by the dazzling drone display. Guess how many drones are up there? Jiang Xingyue asks. How am I supposed to guess that? I have no idea. I'm guessing 9,999. Why? She pauses for a second. Don't proposals always go for the forever and always theme? The very next second, the drone swarm spells out "Merry" across the night sky. How did you know it was a proposal? Jiang Xingyue gestures toward the viewing deck up ahead. A man in a sharp suit is already standing there, hiding a bouquet of roses behind his back. You can't help but praise her. Impressive. In the past, you always thought Jiang Xingyue was just another spoiled, empty-headed rich girl. But today, you realize she's completely different from what you imagined. She's professional, meticulous, and incredibly observant. Earlier, when you were chatting at dinner, you realized she's terrifyingly brilliant at financial trading. But then again, Lu Ruyan and her entire circle of friends, none of them are slouches when it comes to making money. The world these privileged elites live in is far more complicated than you ever imagined. So, getting out early and leaving with dignity is the best choice you could have made. My place is just up ahead. Thanks for the ride. Jiang Xianyu hasn't driven far when Jiangwan calls her. Where did you guys go? I turned my back for 1 second and you both vanished. After she paid the bill and was heading back to the table, she somehow bumped into her ex-boyfriend, who she broke up with almost a year ago. They hadn't spoken in ages, but the second he saw her, he latched onto her like a leech. It took her forever to finally shake him off. You were gone for so long, and Shinfan had something come up and needed to leave, so I just took him home. Jiang Xianyu replies casually. What about Sister Ruyan? Jiangwan asks. Weren't you supposed to bring her for the chance encounter? Why did you show up alone? Couldn't find her. Jiang Xianyu says flatly. She's probably busy with her little boy toy. Damn, what a wasted opportunity. Sigh. Ending the call, Jiang Xianyu pulls over to the side of the road. She pulls up an unfamiliar bank account number and transfers a sum of money. The person on the other end receives the money and immediately calls her. A pleasure doing business with you, Miss Jiang. Very straightforward. Let's work together again sometime. If Jiangwan were here, her jaw would hit the floor because the voice on the other end of the phone belongs to none other than her leech of an ex-boyfriend. Sure thing, but I am a little curious. Why did you do this? Paying me to pester Jiangwan and stall her for 10 minutes, was that really necessary? What can you even do in 10 minutes? Jiang Xianyu's expression remains ice cold. Do you know what killed the cat? You got your money. Now, keep your mouth shut.